This tutorial is for 4th grade, Module 3, Lesson 16. In this lesson, we're going to use place value charts to help us divide. The first question says 7 divided by 2. Well, 7 is my dividend. That tells me how many ones discs I have at the start. So I'm going to put 7 discs in the ones chart. The 2 is the divisor. That means I'm going to split the 7 dots into 2 equal groups, as equal as I can make them. I'll start by distributing the dots into the 2 rows below the ones place. As I cross off each dot, I'll move it down into one of the rows, trying to keep the rows equal. So far I've put 3 dots in each row and I have 1 dot left over. I can't do anything with that dot because if I put it in one of these rows, then the rows are no longer equal. The quotient in a division problem tells me how many are in one group. So in one group I have 3 dots and I have 1 dot that I did not use. That's my remainder. To use multiplication to check my work, I will take 2 times 3, so I have 2 groups of 3, which is 6, and then I'll add my remainder for a total of 7, and 7 matches the dividend that I had at the start. Here's another example. This time I have 27 divided by 2, and 27 can be looked at as some 10s and some 1s. In 27 I have 2 10s. So each disc in the tens column represents 1 10. I also need to put in my 7 ones in the ones column. Again, my divisor is 2, so I'm going to distribute the dots into 2 equal groups or 2 rows, keeping my groups equal. And again, I have 1 dot left over. The quotient, or the answer to my problem, is what I have in one row. So in one row, I have 1 10 and 3 1s. Or in other words, I have 13. My quotient is 13. When I divide 27 into 2 equal groups, there will be 13 in each group, and there will be 1 left over. To check my work, I will take my answer, my quotient, and multiply it by my divisor. 2 times 13 is 26. I'll add my remainder for a total of 27, which matches the number of dots I had at the beginning of the problem. Let's look at one more example. This time I have 38 divided by 3. So 38 is 3 10s and 8 1s. Now, since my divisor is 3 this time, I need to distribute each of these discs into 3 rows or 3 groups to get my equal groups. I'll start just like I did before, moving each dot down into one of the rows. At this point I have 2 dots left over, and I can't use them because that would not give me equal rows. And again, one row or one group is the quotient, is the answer to the division problem, which means I have 1 10 and 2 1s. 38 divided by 3 would be 12 with a remainder of 2. There were 2 dots left over. Again, to check my work, I would take my quotient, which is 12, times my divisor, which is 3. 3 times 12 is 36. I'll add my remainder for a final answer of 38, which again matches the number of discs that I had at the start of the problem.